Is this anime based on a manga? Check. Does it have a weird name? Check. So the result is awesome. Yeah, no, maybe. Let's see. Usually the animes that are in this list, I recommend them fully. They are 10 out of 10. But with this anime, things are a little bit different. When it comes to manga stories, you don't need to read the full chapter to know what the story is about, and whether you like it or not. Sometimes just one panel is enough. This depends on how good the writer is. The reason why I did not make up my mind even after 2 episodes is due to how the story is structured. It's different than the manga stories, so it will take more time to establish the story. But the things that I saw did get my attention. I'm intrigued. I'm looking forward to seeing how the story will play out. This story started as a web manga. Then after its success, Kodansha did decide to publish it, but the story did start over for obvious reasons. One difference that I did notice is that in the previous publication it was listed as seinen, while in Kodansha it is listed as shonen. I did not read the first version of the story, so I don't know if there are any changes, but if someone has read it, let me know in the comments without spoiling anything. To me, this story feels more like seinen than shonen, so maybe they changed the rating for marketing reasons, to appeal to a bigger audience. This story reminds me a little bit of Gleipnir, when it comes to the supernatural, mystery, and intriguing elements of storytelling. But the one big difference is the comedy. There are a lot of comedy, which makes the story very interesting and it gives a different flavor. One other story that comes to mind while thinking about Peach Boy Riverside is Slime. If you are confused with this comparison, well, you should be, because I'm not talking about similarities story-wise, but structurally. The first few episodes of Slime are average at best, and I'm being generous here. But after that, things became great. I appreciate the writer's take on those kinds of stories. Anyway, based on what we saw so far of the world in the story, we can understand that the story is fantasy and takes place in older times. Name a better duo than fantasy and older times. It is a lot easier to write a fantasy story in those settings, since in those times there are fewer people, systems, layers, technology, infrastructure, etc. So the more space there is, the easier it is to establish your fantasy world. And also it makes things easier for a story that is published weekly or chapter by chapter. The characters of the story are what you see, what you get, since they are fully developed from the get-go. Maybe that's why the writer thought it would be okay not to establish the story from the beginning, since the characters are fully developed, and they will carry the story at the beginning. I hope there is a reason why he did that, and it's important to the story. Like it is maybe a big mystery that would change the story drastically if revealed, or the direction of the story. Maybe it is the same as Slime. If all those storylines would be introduced at the beginning, then it might be confusing for most of the audience. I like the characters and the dialogue. It is always on point. For example, let's look at this scene between Mikoto and the demon. So the demons don't consider humans just a weak prey, but enemies. The reason that she gave was that humans are destroying nature for their convenience, rather than living in harmony with it, changing things drastically. This is an interesting take. I don't think I've ever seen demons attack humans for that reason. I'm very intrigued. But Mikoto does not think that's the only reason, and the way he said it was very funny. If humans were to stop building cities and roads, would you stop attacking then? In a way, Mikoto is saying that demons are seeing humans as a threat. The difference in power is huge, but maybe the number of humans is also huge in comparison to demons, and the ability to innovate. There are probably other humans with superpowers like Mikoto, or something similar, otherwise the story will be just wolves devouring sheep. There is a small hint about the source of superpowers, and it could be Japanese mythology. My favorite thing in the first 2 episodes was when Mikoto said to the demon, "Saving humans is secondary. Killing you comes first." That made me laugh. That's how you out-monster the monsters. I'm excited to see how this story will develop. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.